When playing with the newspapers in the Chronicling America database, you can do a quick search. Up pops the newspaper itself. You can read it online itself and kind of blow up the articles here. Another thing that's interesting with this tool is that you can actually read some of the text using OCR. And so what's in the newspaper, the text is below, and then you can find the article specifically about Booker T. Washington in here as you go. But I prefer, and much prefer, once I've found the newspaper, is to get a download of the PDF. I open the PDF, and then my favourite option is to actually take the full page of the PDF and print it off, and then I like to get it blown up to poster size, about 17 by 28, and by doing that I can then have it laminated and it can be used again and again, and then you have groups of students looking at different papers, they can pair up papers, and with the lamination they can actually highlight what they are reading, focus on that. But sometimes it's really cool to bounce around and see what other articles are in that paper, all the time knowing that they've tried to answer a specific question. How did the newspapers report on Roosevelt? But it gives a feel for what newspapers were like at the time, or the social media at the time. So blow up the poster, laminate, it's a great way. If you print it off a normal size, it's not always easy to read. Another option is to keep it on the computer as a PDF, and there's some options there for what students can do. Under View, you can zoom, and there's a couple of nice zoom features here. One zoom feature is the pan and zoom, where you can actually kind of control the area that you would like to zoom in on. Gives you the chance to, well, there we go. Whew, I was getting nervous for a moment. It gives you the chance then to really kind of focus in on a couple of the pieces that you'd like to read about, and focus on Booker T. Washington and that story there. That's one option. Another option is just to go up to this size up here. I generally like 150, and it gives me the chance then to move around, but I can really kind of focus on the story of Roosevelt on the colour line and Booker T. Washington and what happened, why. And you know, it's a small article. Some of them are a lot smaller than this actually, but it's a quick article that students can play with in that sense regarding what happened that day. Another interesting zoom is the loop, which I like if you're looking at cartoons and things like that. What it allows you to do is, I've highlighted it there, but if you look over here, I'm now focusing in a little bit more, and it gives me a chance to spend a little bit more time if I'm having a hard time reading something, to blow it up and check it out. And I can blow up a little bit more. Moving around, that might be a bit too much. Actually, it was way too much. But it gives you a chance to really kind of focus on images and things like that. So there's a couple of ways to do it if you're on the computer and your students can play with that. But ideally, having them printed off, blown up in hand is an excellent, and laminated for protection is an excellent way to play. The computer as a PDF also works really nicely.